Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2019 science fiction film The Dustwalker, a film that is written and directed by Sandra Scriberas, and it stars Jolie Anderson, Steph Dawson, Talia Naved, Harry Greenwood, Ryan Allen and Chloe Brown. Now, this is an Australian-based science fiction with some horror elements thrown in there as well, and it focuses on a small rural Australian town that has a close encounter, I suppose is the best way to describe it. A meteor hits just outside of town, and there is like this virus that is released on the town that turns the locals into like killing machines, like homicide. They're all almost zombie-like. It turns into these killing machines. However, the meteor didn't also brought something else along with it that is intent on seeking out and taking out the locals in addition. Right, that's the best way I want to describe the film without giving any spoilers away. So what are my thoughts on The Dustwalker? Well, I remember seeing the trailer for this several weeks ago now, and I thought the film actually looked really good and really interesting. I like really good science fiction stroke horrors, and this one showed a lot of potential. However, from watching the thing from beginning to end, I can't help, even though I quite enjoyed it, I can't help but feel that this film is a little bit of a missed opportunity. It is quite low budget, so I do understand they couldn't show an awful lot, and the main things that you see in this film that's supposed to generate fear and anxiety in you are these townsfolk that were once over trusted by everybody, like turning into these things that, you know, will kill indiscriminately anybody and everybody. So that you're supposed to get your fear from seeing these on screen and how they react, and you know, the aggression that they show, and that's fine initially. It is very creepy initially, you know, with the scene just wandering around aimlessly, and then you see what they do, and then then you kind of think, well, what's next? And you only really get glimpses of this creature that's burrowing around underground that is associated with these so-called zombie type humans, and you're left trying to piece together, as are the characters in the film, as what is the connection between the two, which it does resolve kind of by the end. But it just kind of felt like, okay, well, I've seen this now, what's next? So it never really elevated itself to that next level of fear, or an action or horror or whatever you want to call it. It never got to that next level. It just kind of it raised itself up to this level, and then it kind of just stayed like that throughout the whole film, and I was left a little bit underwhelmed and disappointed by the end, because I wanted a little bit more from this film that I didn't necessarily get. I thought the film looked really quite polished for a fairly low budget Australian film. I thought the performances overall by everybody were absolutely fine. I didn't have a problem with any of the performances. And the effects, what you did get in regards to effects, looked pretty impressive compared to the budget that a film like this would have. You get fairly standard effects in regards to like how the people are made up, you know, to make them look. I keep referring to them. They're not zombies, but they're zombie-like. And then you get a little bit of creature effects, and another couple of little bits here and there. So it's nothing mind-blowing, but it works for this film. It's got that very dusty outback look to it in regards to Australia. You immediately recognise it as an Australian film, and it's undeniably a very watchable film. I think it could have been so much better. I think it never really became the film that you wanted it to be. There wasn't enough action in it. The sci-fi elements of it weren't explored enough. no real explanation given here, and like I said, I don't think they explored the science fiction element of the film, and I think they could have explored the horror aspect of it a little bit more. I think it's clearly inspired by things like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and even The Thing, this film, but it doesn't explore them themes enough. You know what I mean? That lack of distrust that you have with you, that you get in The Thing, of like, okay, who is the Thing? And they could have explored that really heavily in this film, as they could have the Body Snatchers type theme. And they don't explore either of them well enough. They kind of just dip the toes in each theme of those, but not enough for it to make it interesting and convincing. So I think what I'm trying to say is, I think it's a missed opportunity here, this film, but it is certainly quite a watchable film for what it is. I was just hoping for a little bit more, and I think anybody watching this they might be hoping for more. Therefore, when the film finishes, they'll be like, oh, I didn't like that film at all. They will dismiss it. But if you actually put a little bit more thought into it, this film, you'll actually, I think, under the surface, see that there's a real attempt here to make a pretty watchable science fiction film. I just think aspects of it, they clearly missed the mark. So that's my review for The Dustwalker. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you obviously for more reviews on Screen Stars very, very soon at this difficult time for everybody in regards to self-isolation and stuff. If you do have any review requests, any top 10 lists, any gaming content that you want to try and add onto the channel to keep you busy and entertained, please don't hesitate to put that in the comments. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you very, very soon.